Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, The College Process. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over if submitting your FAFSA form early provides more financial aid. But before we begin, if you are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when our videos come out, as well as we are still running the James Russo Memorial Scholarship. For those looking for scholarship help for their seniors graduating, going off to college from high school, we do have the James Russo Memorial Scholarship, where we provide thousands of dollars in scholarship money every year for graduating seniors going off to college. Once again, in the description is the link for the video explaining how our scholarship program works. Also down below in our description is also our organization's Venmo, as well as our Buy Us Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. Now, that being said, let's jump right into today's video. Does submitting your FAFSA form early provide additional financial aid help? Now, the reason I made this video is because every year, roughly around the beginning of October, right at the end of September, I get lots of emails, lots of text messages, lots of phone calls from parents, from everyone around the world basically, asking me or telling me that they were told by so-and-so, their college advisor or uncle or aunt or nephew, etc., that the earlier you do the FAFSA, the more financial aid is going to be available. And it's not actually the way it works. And a lot of these people tell me that, well, we were told if you fill out the FAFSA the first week or the first day or the first 2 weeks, there's way more money available and that money runs out quickly. And the reality is financial aid doesn't actually work that way. And I say that from the experience that I've been working as a college advisor for 30 years. I've also worked for 4 different private colleges. So I've actually worked on the inside of this. I'm not just coming up with the stuff through experience helping parents out. I've actually been in the trenches, let's call it, for many decades, working at actual colleges through the FAFSA form on the institutional side, as well as consulting and helping parents and high school guidance offices about the whole financial aid process. So I'm saying this from many, many years experience. The reality is first come, first serve, running out of money, all these things you're told, you have to get it done the first day or two or else you have no money left, or you're running out of financial aid assistance, doesn't actually exist. This is not the way this actually works. The reality is, for all of you out there, whether you do the FAFSA form, the first day it comes out, all the way until November 1st, you're not missing any deadlines. So technically speaking, if the form opens on October 1st or just before it opens October 1st, if it opens for the FAFSA, by the way, as well as the CSS profile and any other institutional forms out there for financial aid consideration, you get the same exact money. There is no difference. And the reality is, the reason I keep saying to you guys November 1st is because the way this whole thing works with financial aid is dependent on how you're applying for admissions. If you're applying to your college through admissions as an incoming freshman and you're applying early decision 1, that means you must get all your financial aid paperwork in, the FAFSA, the CSS, institutional forms, IDocs, etc., by the November 1st deadline. So the reality is, if you have to November 1st for early decision 1 and you're going to get the same exact money no matter when you do it in October, there is no such thing as first come, first serve. The sooner you get it in, the quicker you get it in, you're going to get more money. It's not the way it works. And you might be thinking, well, Ed, what if we're not doing early decision 1? Well, as an incoming freshman from high school, if you're not doing early decision 1, you're doing early action 1, early decision 2, early action 2, regular, rolling, or anything else, then you have technically 90 days to get the financial aid forms in. So whether you do the forms in end of September, anytime in October, anytime in November, or really anytime in December, you all get the same exact money. And then you might be wondering, well, Ed, that's not what we're told by other people. Don't listen. The reality is only early decision 1 requires the paperwork for financial aid to go in by November 1st. Anybody else has basically until the end of December to get the financial aid forms in. And also in discussing that, let's say you already have a freshman in college or a sophomore in college or a junior in college and you're looking to do the financial aid forms as well, you guys have even later deadlines, by the way. Most colleges will look at your financial aid stuff sometime in March or April if your student's already in college. So if you go and rush out to get the financial aid forms in, if your student's already in college, the reality is they're not even going to review them until they get through all the freshman FAFSA stuff first and financial aid forms. Then they review the continuing students. To give you a little bit more insight, the reality is there's 3 different people giving you financial aid. The college, the state that you reside in, if you stay in the state you reside in. So if you live, let's say like we do here in New Jersey, and your student goes to a college in New Jersey, then the state of New Jersey can give you aid. But if you leave the state of New Jersey, you can't get state aid. And that basically works across the United States. From New Jersey all the way to California, there is state available for your different states, but if you leave the state you reside in, no state aid's gonna follow you. And then the third option here is the federal money, the FAFSA people, let's call it. So you have the college giving you money based on you filling out the FAFSA and the financial aid forms. You have the state as long as you reside there and are going to a college in that state. And then you have the federal government itself. So 3 different people can offer you financial aid. And of these 3 different people, the earliest deadline typically, if you're not doing early decision 1, is the college, and their typical deadlines are January 1st. Then the state that you reside in, their typical deadlines are between April and May. And then the federal government, believe it or not, their deadline almost doesn't even exist. You can, for the federal government, get everything done as far as the FAFSA in June, July, and August of your student senior year going into college, and you're still going to be basically looked at for the same financial aid you would have been looked at in October, November. Now, obviously, you don't want to wait that long. So the reality is, if you're doing early decision 1, get all your financial aid paperwork in by November 1st, the money's all the same, no matter what day you do it. If you're not doing early decision 1 and you're doing anything else I discussed, then it doesn't matter as long as you get all your financial aid paperwork before the end of the year. Let's call it before the end of December. In addition to that, you might be thinking, well, Ed, we should definitely get them in because it's going to matter. It's not going to matter. And let me explain to you why it's not going to matter. The reality is no one's financial aid is going to be reviewed, any seniors watching this, until your student's accepted to the college. Because the way the college process works is this. You must first apply to the college through admissions, then get accepted to the college. Once your student's accepted in that college, then the financial aid office will actually figure out your financial aid package. Just because you send all your financial aid paperwork at the end of September or early October, if your student hasn't been accepted yet, nothing is going to happen. It just basically sits there. The reality is, if you're a senior watching this video and still early in the academic year, your goal is not financial aid forms. Your goal is get the admissions paperwork done, then focus on getting the financial aid paperwork in, and then worry about everything else. Because until you're accepted, no financial aid will be considered whatsoever for any student. So realistically speaking, for seniors watching this, get your admissions paperwork in, get everything in, early action, early decision, regular rolling, get that all out of the way first. Then focus on your financial aid forms. That's the steps you should be taking. Now, if you're wondering, Ed, do we have to wait till we're accepted to the college? No, you don't. So you don't have to wait until you're accepted. You should, though, however, get your admissions paperwork in, then focus on financial aid paperwork, and then worry about everything else. But getting everything in the first day, the first week, the first month, it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't exist. It's always been a myth. It's not the way this actually works. Okay? Now, all that being said, if you guys have questions or concerns, or if you need help in the process, feel free to reach out. I do help a lot of families throughout the country with the financial aid process as well as the admissions process. So if you need help with the financial aid forms, or just need to sit down with somebody and figure out, are you even doing what you should be doing? Are you on the right track? Very simple. On the screen now is my contact information. If you like, you can reach out to me. That's my cell phone number. You can either text me or email me. Those are the 2 fastest way to reach me, by the way. If you do call, sometimes I'm not able to answer because I am inundated nowadays, especially depending on the time of the year, whether we're in admission season or financial aid season, so it's more difficult to get me on the phone. But if you text me or email me, I usually get back to you within a day. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. My name is Ed from Principia Prep.